Unstable Chats.
Good morning, Internet! And welcome to Unstable Chats with Susan and Lorraine. So, Lorraine, here we are. We decided to do something a little bit different, a little bit outside our comfort zone. We're still going to do reviews, don't worry, but today Lorraine's going to tell you what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, you've heard us mentioning before. Susan said a lot about Gary, and people are like, "Who's Gary?" And we did mention about Phil when we were at the horse show, and also we have Laetitia to introduce you to. So what this is about is body positivity, and for us, both of us, I think when you grow up when you're younger and it's all about looks, magazines, Vogue magazine, fat, skinny, tall, model,
The perfect shape,
yeah,
to wear the perfect
clothes.
Yeah.
So what we wanted to just kind of throw out there to you guys and see, if it's relatable to you and what you guys think as well. I think it should be talked about. And I think a lot of people struggle with it because a lot of people that I talk to have struggled with it, and I've struggled with it myself. So
we just kind of deal with it in our own way. Like everything we do has kind of a lot of humour brought to it, so that's kind of our thing, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So will I introduce Gary then properly?
Yeah, we'll start with Gary.
Okay. Well, see, Gary tends to photobomb me a lot, and also he's in a lot of videos and stuff. And eventually, I got so sick of looking at him that I gave him a name and his own little personality and everything else. And so this is Gary.
The double chin.
The dreaded fucking double chin, lads. He just comes out everywhere, and I decided that because it used to annoy me looking at it, and I'd be like, can we take that again? Gary's there or whatever. And then I just went, you know what? Gary's just going to be there under there because it's just how I look. I can't really do anything about it. I could probably lose weight, lads, but I'm not going to do that. To be honest, I like food far too much.
We like chocolate and coffee way too much. Oh, by the way,
salted caramel lattes from Conway & Co.
Conway & Co. in Tullamore.
In mugs, kindly supplied by.
On mugs, supplied by Heels Down. We also have a beautiful print here called The Young Horse. If you're fond of a horse and wish to do him a real favour, train him well. Teach him good manners, good habits, both in the stable and under saddle. You need never worry about the future of such a horse. If for any reason you may have to part with him, you assure him of friends wherever he goes. Perhaps the greatest kindness you can do any horse is to educate him well.
Which is definitely part of our ethos when it comes to horses and stuff.
I love that. I really love that. And we got that from Heels Down, and she is Sarah is
she has a shop on Etsy. She's a girl from Athlone actually, so another small Irish business. So once again, we support small Irish business, and we're proud of everybody who gets out there and puts themselves out there and does the thing. And she's doing the thing, lads. It's coming up to Christmas, and I'm absolutely in love with my mug. And I know
stocking fillers. I love it. Yeah, mine says my horse is an angel crossed out his arsehole. And we.
It should say Dick, but
I call him Dick.
And this one just tells me how broke I am, and I'm like, yeah, true story, right, Miss? Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, we're talking about Gary.
So we introduced Gary. This is Gary, and Gary ends up in all my pictures. And growing up, I suppose I had the same body hang-ups as everybody else. One time, I was getting my school skirt actually fitted. I was getting it taken up by a seamstress in town. Excuse me. And her husband, God rest him, he's dead now, said I'd no arse. That I was just flat as a pancake and I'd no arse. And I never had an issue with my body up until that point. And that man said it to me, and then for my whole life up until I was in my 30s, I'd say, I was like, God, I don't have anything to fill those jeans or that skirt or whatever.
It was just
a little spark with I was about, I'd say I was about 14, 15, like I was fairly innocent at the time. So it was
you never had that like that before?
I was like, I just never thought like that. I wasn't your typical girly girl anyway. I was very much what I am now, tomboy, pure, like, do what I want when I want, but that definitely, because I hate wearing the skirt anyway for school. Like, I hate it. And then I was just like, great, I've no worse. Is that a problem? And then I was like, that must be a problem because a man said it to me, and I was like, fuck. And I'm not making it an issue about men. Like that's it's just the way things were at the time. And he was joking because he was actually related to me in some way, I think. Do you know, and he was only messing.
Yeah.
But it was just
It
something.
still leaves a print in your
It
head.
stuck with me. Not
For your
ever
life.
like just these things, these random little things that stick with you. So yeah. Because then when I started seeing Gary, it was kind of like taken back a little bit, and I was like, oh, that looks terrible. It makes me look like I have no neck, do you know. And then I thought, you know what, fuck it. I kind of tend my attitude with a lot of stuff. It's like if it's going to bother me, I think about it for a little bit, and then I go, there's no point because it's just the way it is.
I remember you saying to me, and this is a big game changer for me. As everybody has hang-ups with their body, and Susan said we were out riding one day in the woods and horses that was, and Susan said to me, she said, look, she said, I said something about when we were younger, we had something, our knees, my sister and myself, were like, oh, we've really bad knees, they're terrible, they're not like the model's knees, you know. And Susan said, but you can walk in them. I said, yeah, they get you from A to B, yeah. They do the job, yeah. What's the problem? Your body is functioning and it's getting you from here to there. Why worry what it looks like? And everybody's different. And from then on, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I can wear skirts. Because I was so, like, oh, I can't, in my head, I was like, I can't wear skirts above my knee because I have bad knees. I don't have the knees like the models do. And I think when you're 15 and 16 and you're going out with your friends, it's constant. What you look like, put your makeup on, do your hair. You have to look good, you know, or you're not in.
And you have to look the same as everybody else, because whatever makeup style is in, whatever hairstyle, whatever clothes, you have to be wearing them. Because being different is hard as well. But also, may I point out that I have never seen a pair of knees that were a good looking pair of knees. It's not something in my life that I ever crossed.
But it's unfortunate, like,
very unfortunate, because you're fabulous looking, like,
and so are you. And with social media has made it that way.
It has, yeah. And it's worse now than it was when we were growing up.
And
it was bad when we were growing up.
We compare ourselves against models and things. And it's not fair. Like, and I think I've a lot to give Susan when it comes to confidence, because we've Phil the odd time comes in. Right.
I have to apologise. I didn't name Phil. I seen a picture and I was like, oh my god, Gary has a friend.
So there's Gary and Phil, and then my main one is Laetitia Lines. And every time I smile, they're just everywhere. And I've had them since my 20s. And no harm to nothing against my sister, but she was like, oh, put more moisturiser on. Don't smile like this, don't do it, you know, and look, it's not her fault, she was trying to help me, because I had quite a bad complex about them, and I didn't like them. I was like, oh, makes me look old. I look really old, you know. And there was one person said to me, I love your laughter lines, and I was like, oh, they're crow's feet, they make me look old. And they were like, no, they're really nice on you, it just proves you laugh a lot. And so you said that about as well, like, it just proves how much you laugh. And I was like, and then I took from Susan, and she said, it's your face, you can do nothing about it. I don't have enough money for plastic surgery,
so we don't mean you can't do anything about it, but it's what you were given to work with.
Yes.
Like, you work within the limits of what you have. Yeah. But I love the laughter lines, because I think that shows every happy moment in your life. Like, and when you smile, you're very, very happy. And it doesn't, you know, but everybody has their own thing that they do. Like, everybody has something.
Everybody has something.
There's nobody immune to body issues, like, in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So, like, we just make a joke of it now. We make a laugh of that. Things are a lot better, like, you know.
I find it, and I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't look at a photo after it's been taken and they go, give me it. Oh my God, delete that, take that again. Like, it happens to us all. And I think,
where does the standard of perfection come from, though? It's
exactly.
Crazy
I think it's social media, maybe magazines.
Like, when we started out,
I don't know.
When we started out with these body issues, like when we were kids, the only way you'd know there was an issue is if you bought the magazines. If you bought Cosmo, or you bought like Marie Claire or any of those magazines, and then you might be like, oh, it should look like that. But I didn't buy them. I bought horse magazines. That's all I bought was horse magazines and stuff like. So
was it my horse?
We had issues, but it wasn't like, you still went out, you still did your thing. It didn't really impact on your life as much as that.
No.
But now with social media and with the advent of phones and stuff, where you click pictures, delete, you take pictures, delete, you keep taking pictures. And now everybody is like, we're on social media. Look at us, like, Jesus, if you told me 10 years ago I'd be doing this, I would have said absolutely no way. But like, everybody's on the internet now, and everything is out there. And I'd hate to be a kid. I'd hate to be
Yeah.
in my 20s again, living in this age, because that
Yeah.
would be terrifying to me. It
Yeah.
just, and probably because I'm a lot older and I have life experience behind me and I'm a bit more confident in myself. And just at this point in my life, I really.
It's taken a while, confidence.
Oh, geez, 40 years around. It's a
Yeah.
long bloody time to get to somewhere of being happy with yourself,
Yeah.
happy with your body, happy
Yeah.
with who you are, and just being able to sit down at night time and go, you know what, things are not that bad.
To look in the mirror.
Yeah,
and
look in the mirror and
say,
be happy.
"Oh, I'm not bad." But even but also with that, you don't have to be on the other side. Now, I was following a therapist in Wexford. Her name's Carla Bell, and she also said, she had it up on her stories. And everyone's like, "Oh, be happy with what you got. Be happy with your body. Be happy." But you don't have to be.
No, you can
You
acknowledge,
can say,
acknowledge
"Okay,
the things
that's
you don't
there,
like. Yeah.
and I don't mind it. I don't love it. I don't. You don't have
You
to
can't
love it."
ignore anything.
Because you can't be positive all the time, and you
God.
can't love everything about your body all of the time either.
Like
And I thought that was a very good point.
That's excellent, because I mentioned Gary and I say, "Oh, Gary photobombed me again," and it's a running joke like between the two.
I just think it's hilarious
like,
when she first mentioned it. I just
it's
was.
like, what the fuck's going
I was
on?
like,
Who's
I
Gary?
can't see anybody in that photo. She showed me a photo of her sitting on Maisie with, and there was another Ryan Club person beside her. And she sent it to me and she goes, "Oh, there's Gary." And I was like, zooming in. I was like, "There's no guy there." It's like, I can't see anybody. Who is it? Who is it? And then I text back, I was like, "Who's Gary?" And she's like, "My chin."
And I just, look,
I absolutely pissed myself.
where I
laughing.
come from with it
couldn't.
though, my thing with it is kind of, if you can acknowledge something that annoys you, you take the power of the badness
Yes.
away from you. You take the
Yes.
power back, like you take it back into yourself, and you're
Yeah.
like, that's there, it's really annoying, and the more you do it, now it's not like this happened overnight, it's the more you do it.
Yes.
And of
And
course,
laugh about it.
I thrive on Lorraine laughing anyway, so that just like fucking cemented it for me. That was it. I was like, oh, this makes Lorraine laugh. I just have to keep doing it all the time. But the more you do it, like acknowledge, if you're unhappy about something, you can say it. Like, Jesus, nobody's positive all. You're right, nobody's positive all the time. That's impossible.
No, and there's also a lot out there in social media. And be positive, be happy. You don't have to be happy all the time. You don't have to be positive all the time. And there's not a lot of people out there that are on the same wavelength all the time, and it's ups, it's downs, and especially, I don't know if this is another topic I'm jumping onto now, but with horses. Do you want to save that for another chat, or?
Well, if you want me to cry, we can keep talking about it. But if you won't want me to cry, we just
Okay.
that'll be maybe a next.
That's another topic. But
this is just our introductory. This is something that we wanted to talk about for a long time.
Yes.
And we found it hard to do it in a 3-minute video because I don't know if people would necessarily get what we were trying to say.
No.
So basically, we make fun of the things that we don't like, and we take our power back, and then it becomes less of something we don't like, and more of something that's the everyday, and that we become friendly towards it.
Yeah.
I think that's how I feel about it now, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of me. Like, I just accept what I am because I'm half cropped. So, like, and it's taken me a long time to get to this attitude, and I know saying things to people is not always easy for people to hear either, and you can't say, "Oh, just be happy," or "just ignore it," because that's just stupid. But I am heartbroken, and there's a lot of things I can't do anymore. So if someone's coming to me and they're saying something like, "Oh, I didn't do this or that didn't go well," and I'm like, "You should just be happy that you got up on the horse. Take little steps and be happy and build on those little steps." And that's what I do, because that's what I had to start doing, because I was so depressed and so very, very down and in a very bad state, that I had to relearn my entire who I am, had to relearn that whole thing, and then I had to retrain my brain completely, into a different train of thought. So like, I have a reason why I am the way I am. But if you're out there and you're looking at this and you want to ask us something, or you want to tell us something, do
tell us your stories of your own body positivity.
How do you manage? How do you cope?
You can even send us a message and we can get it out there. And sometimes the thing about it is, and you don't have to be named, but it's getting it out there and realizing that somebody's the same as you. And that's the biggest thing. Like, I thought I was I thought I was alone when I didn't like my knees, or I didn't like my lines, or just plenty of other things that I didn't like about my body. And But then when I started talking to people and you know, talking to you and other people and them saying, oh, well, I never like this and I never like this, and you just go, God, I'm not alone. And it's not just the thoughts in my head, that it's not just me. And our main reason for doing 2 horse reviews and doing these chats and doing our videos might be to have a little skit and have a laugh, and sometimes we laugh at ourselves
Pretty much
a little bit
all
too
the
much.
time.
But is to help somebody. We want to help people, and like I said, if it's a little bit, we write articles. If it helps somebody just that little bit to get out of their head and stop those intrusive thoughts coming in, I'd be happy. I'd be so happy.
Or even for someone to go, thank Christ, because that's
yeah.
me as well. Me and my
Yeah.
double chin. Now, most people my age are going to have the same issue. They all have double chins. It just happens. Can't help it. No matter what you do, you can diet all you want. It's just going to be there lurking all the time. So
unless you're what's her face, Osborne, or one of the Kardashians that do
yeah,
all the.
as long as unless you're one of the Kardashians whose body magically changes shape and magically their face changes shape and magically they.
Oh, we probably can't name drop.
Oh, but we never had surgery. Fuck off. Fuck right off. Jeez, if I had that much money, do you know how many horses I'd have and how many chins I'd have? I'd have about 10 double chins to eat and everything. And then I'd probably have about 1 million horses, like, what's sake? I wouldn't be saying, here, cut me up and put me back together again. I could too easy out riding horses. Like, Jesus Christ. But look, each to their own. It's not that we're, like, we laugh at things, that we, you know, but everybody makes their own decisions and that's their business. I just think it's hilarious, and I think if you're going to do it, at least be honest about it. Like, there's no shame in being honest about it, but telling kids that they can look like you by selling them some makeup is pretty bad. That's pretty bad form. Like, I don't think. And it's not to do with the horse community, like, except for most of the girls in the horse community wear makeup and they do. You know.
Oh yeah, look, and we've no problems against filters or makeup, and if whatever makes you feel good, because
exactly, yeah.
if I go out, whatever I do get to go out, yeah, I put makeup on, but now, like, we're sitting here, we're having coffee, we've chat, there's no makeup, there's no filters, you know, it's just
Dressed like a tinker.
Just us, and we want to kind of as well help people feel comfortable in their own skins, and like I said, I'm not saying you don't have to wear makeup. If it makes you feel good, do, you know, we're on board with that, yeah.
Like, aside from murdering people, anything that makes you feel good is fine, do it, like, just don't hold yourself back, but don't, like, I don't wear makeup very often. Like,
no.
I do the odd time, like, but.
As you can see, my eyebrows are disappearing.
The eyebrow thing again, Jesus. She made me get eyebrows drawn on me at the fucking RDS, lads. Jesus.
Yes, we did look good in that RDS video, though. We had good eyebrows.
Square eyebrows. I have my eyebrows are fine.
Square. They were
this
good.
Is the way they grow, and this is just what I work with.
Yeah, well, at least you have dark ones. Mine disappear after the dye wears off.
I can colour them.
I'm like an albino.
I have a black marker at home. I can colour them in for you if you want. No matter at all. Make it look like olive oil. Do big ones. We're going to a gala, and I'm going to do the Lorraine's makeup for her.
No, she's not.
I am.
No.
When did we decide that? I thought we agreed, Lorraine. I'm doing your makeup. Well, make me look like olive oil Popeye. Or My Little Pony with makeup on. The big pink eyeshadow. No. Watch this face, lads. Anyway, that's it for our coffee chat today. They are our random thoughts of today. Next week, who knows what we'll be talking about? Keep watching and you'll find out. Bye for now.
Cheers.